In this video, I am going to show you guys how to do multiple levels. So I just started with a brand new, fresh project. There's nothing on this thing. So go to 3D view, there's nothing here. L1, there's nothing besides just the default levels and stuff. So, you know, as you guys know from all the Revit tutorials up to this point, everything we've done has been on L1, so level 1. So you can go in and draw some walls, you know, in your level 1, I will just draw some random stuff here. And then you have those walls on the ground floor. From there, so in Revit, right, this is an architectural building, it's 3D, but you have to break it down into all these different views and understand what you're looking at. The whole project is one thing, but all these you know, items over here, elevations, floor plans, ceiling plans, these are all just components of this project, and it's isolating that view. So these are called levels. So L1 is level 1, L2 is level 2. Okay, and you can figure out where those are at. You know, you can, I want to say on 3D, yeah. So on 3D, if you go to isolate one side, you can see that you have level 1 defined at 0, 0. Level 2 right now is defined at 12 feet. You know, something I always do with my walls is when I draw them on level 1, I select them all and I make their top constraint, instead of unconnected, I constrain it up to level 2. So that's just in this properties over here. And the benefit of that is, so over here, if I want to change where level 2's at, I can type in 10 feet. Say I actually want those walls to be 10 feet, hit enter, and all those walls are now constrained to where level 2 is defined, because we constrained them to the walls, to the level, I mean. And you can actually do that if you go on level 1. Before you even start drawing walls, you can change this top constraint from unconnected to level 2 before even drawing them. So then if I do something random out here, okay, those are now going to be constrained to level 2 instead of defaulting to like 20 feet tall. Okay, so now the question is, well, how do we make a level 2? So on your level 2, okay, and this is going to be most effective when you constrain the walls on level 1 up to level 2, because now if we open up a level 2 floor plan, so if you didn't already have, you just double click over here and it'll open it up. Okay. You'll notice that these walls that are on level 1 are still showing, but they're like kind of grayed back, like you can't grab them or anything. But on level 1 we can. If we go back to level 1, you know, they're a darker, bolder black, and we can manipulate them, okay, move them around. But on level 2 we can't do that. So it's nice because it's like a shadow and we can reference it, but we're not going to mess with it because we're in level 2, we're modifying level 2. So all you have to do to create a second floor or multiple levels is begin drafting in level 2. We can draw some walls in level 2, okay? So for example, like I said, you can reference the walls in level 1. Say on this level 2, I'm only wanting to do like, let's say up to here, this section. Okay, and then I'm gonna just drag that and use that corner tool to make it look like this. So now on my 3D view, I've got walls on my level 2 that they're, you know, some of the footprints the same on level 1, but not entirely, because most oftentimes you're gonna want to do something different. So you do want to, you know, make those walls different. You know, from here, I didn't constrain the walls on level 2 to anything. But the odds of you having more than 2 levels are probably pretty high considering what you're trying to do. And so to create a new level, okay, we can make a level 3. We just have to go and make it. In Revit, you have to open up an elevation view, okay? Because you have to isolate the dimensions. All right, so if we open up any, it doesn't matter which one, okay, we're gonna see our level 1, level 2 over here. And then if you go to the View tab, there is a, sorry, not the View tab. You can do it in Architecture. Architecture, over here in this Datum section, there is Level. So it says adds a level to the model. So if we click that, it's going to put you kind of in the sketch mode. You're going to be drawing this line through your level. So, you know, and you can see over here and measure, like, okay, if I want that to be 10 feet up, I'm going to click, and I'm going to go all over here and drag to where the other levels are. And the nice thing is if you draw it incorrectly, if you meant to make this, you know, 25, this is all measuring from this being 0, so, you know, if that gap's 10 feet right now, if we meant to make it 15, then that would be 25 feet. And now you have that third level established, and you can take all the floors on level 2, for example, and we can now connect them up to level 3. Very cool. Then from here, once we have level 3, you may notice over here in your floor plans, well, we still only have level 1 and level 2. So what you'll need to do is go to the View tab, now that we've added this level 3, go to Plan Views, Floor Plan, and you'll see level 3, and then you just say OK, and then you can see there it added your level 3 floor plan. Okay, so now if you need to do anything on level 3, you can draw it on here. So yeah, that's how you make different levels. You can also click and drag them if they're not in the correct place. I find typing into here is just the easiest thing to do, and just trying to be, you know, consistent. You also might notice I changed this name to level 3. You can do that by clicking on them and changing the name if you'd like. Some people like to name things like, you know, floor 1, floor 2, or roof, or, you know, something. And then if we needed a level 4, we would just go back to the Architecture tab, add a level, draw the line, and then you can open that floor plan and draw on it and go from there. Okay? So hopefully that helps you guys create multiple levels.